The family will have serious reason for concern in this case. The actions and omissions of these two detective officers have undermined the whole investigation and may have led to the loss of vital evidence and clues.
Close to the spot where Jessie James died, his mum and sister today gave their reaction through a solicitor to a report that criticised the police. The report by the Independent Police Complaints Commission focuses on a phone call received by a police officer in the immediate aftermath of the shooting.
The IPCC found Officer A to be at fault for failing to report the call from witness A, which plainly referred to a serious incident in the early hours of the morning.
A detective received a phone call from a witness but failed to act upon the information until hours later. That decision, the report finds, was a failure of duty.
The vital early part of the investigation was lost because Officer A did not call the report in. This may have allowed Jessie's killers to avoid arrest and prosecution. The crime scene was not secured for at least an hour and three-quarters. The so-called golden hour of the investigation was lost in this case. The officer may be receiving a reprimand, but his or her reputation is protected by anonymity. She or he was apparently in the armed crime unit at the time. The public and family should be told whether he or she is to be removed from such duties or whether he or she will continue with impunity.
The detective is known only as Officer A in the report. It recommends that he receives a formal warning, and another officer also is criticised in the report. That officer is named as Detective Superintendent Tony Cook, who was in charge of the case initially. He failed to release details of the phone call and was then removed from the case.
Detective Superintendent Cook, who suppressed the earlier call and thereby misled the family, media and general public about a vital matter. The evidence shows that Detective Superintendent Cook knew about the 119 call to Officer A from about noon on the day Jessie was murdered, but consciously decided to suppress this information until several days later.
Home Secretary Jackie Smith, who's in Manchester today, gave her reaction.
I know that Greater Manchester Police will learn the lessons from the IPCC report, but what we need to remember here is, it was the people who killed Jessie James who were responsible for that, and we need all the support we can get from the community in order to bring them to justice.
Greater Manchester Police say they have revised their procedures since the incident. The family say they are now considering their options. David Henry, Channel M News.